Hello, I'm Rida Fakhri in Washington, and these are the main stories on Al Jazeera. The United Nations says it has only half the money it needs to help the world's poorest. UN humanitarian chief John Holmes says an additional $4.8 billion is required to feed, clothe and shelter around 43 million people. He also said fighting in Pakistan and Sri Lanka, as well as some parts of Africa, has drained the UN budget. Al Jazeera's Kath Turner has more.
So why is the financial situation for aid so bad this year and worse than in any previous year? Well, for starters, the economic crisis has had a huge impact on the amount of money that wealthy countries can afford to give poorer nations. Countries like the United States and the United Kingdom have spent billions of dollars bailing out their own financial institutions rather than helping those abroad.
Taliban fighters have mounted assaults on government compounds in eastern Afghanistan. They tried to storm several offices in the town of Gardez and an airfield in Jalalabad. 6 members of the Afghan security force were killed and several others were wounded. Some of the attackers were dressed as women wearing burqas. At least 18 people have been killed in 8 separate bomb attacks in Iraq on Tuesday. 100 other people were injured in the blasts, most of which happened in the capital Baghdad. One of the roadside bombs was an apparent failed assassination attempt on Iraq's water resources minister. The U.S. Vice President Joe Biden has sought to reassure Ukraine and Georgia that Washington's improved relations with Russia won't come at their expense. During a visit to Kiev, Biden said Ukraine is free to choose its allies, regardless of what other nations want. Ukraine's current president is keen to join NATO and integrate with the West, but Moscow firmly opposes membership for both Ukraine and Georgia. The de facto government of Honduras has ordered Venezuelan diplomats out of the country. Meanwhile, the wife of ousted President Manuel Zelaya says he will abide by a 72-hour deadline before attempting to return to Honduras. The deadline, which expires on Wednesday, was set during negotiations in Costa Rica. The interim leader, Roberto Micheletti, has vowed to arrest Zelaya if he returns to Honduras. And those are the top stories here on Al Jazeera. Don't forget, you can always keep up to date with the news on our website at aljazeera.net/English.